Hi, everyone. Welcome to Two Bald Guys Talking Safety. I'm Langdon DeMint.
And I'm Julian Taylor.
And welcome to our podcast. Welcome, everyone, to Two Bald Guys Talking Safety Minisode. We have decided... Yeah, exactly. We have decided that the world wants more of us, or we want to give more, even if they don't want us. And we're now going to do little minisodes in between. We must really specify the mini aspect, as Jules has a tendency to get talkative, and then I bounce off that and become talkative as well. What do you think, Jules?
I think it's reasonable. I do appear to have got a reputation for talking quite a lot, so I will try my best to rein myself in.
I think it'll be great, and we will figure it out. And if we run long, we'll have someone shorten it for us.
That's what editing's for, isn't it?
The magic of the arts. How are things, Jules?
It's good. It's good to be. Well, no, I was going to say it's good to be working remotely again, but I just need to tell everybody we've just had a romantic interlude, haven't we, with the two bald guys on tour, doing a bit of work, but we got some great downtime as well, didn't we? So
Yeah.
I showed you a couple of UK golf courses. We took in a football game or a soccer game.
Football, soccer. Well, not just that, though. Semi-final for FA, that's a big deal.
So we had a great day out, went to London, didn't we, and watched people drinking lots of beer.
Yes. You know, if it was almost like Mr. Bean on holiday, but two bald guys talking safety on holiday.
It was definitely two bald guys on talking safety on holiday. So that was good. And I suppose one of the key reasons for you being here was we went to the Health and Safety Show in Birmingham, which was a great event, very busy, and we had an opportunity to actually two bald guys talking live, wasn't it?
Two bald guys live,
which was great, and it was good to meet a couple of our listeners there who were keen to see whether we were going to reference chocolate teapots or camaraderie, and I think we let them down badly by failing to mention either things.
I feel like I really dropped the ball on not saying camaraderie, and the bad thing was I did think about it a couple of times, and maybe I doubted our own brand or whatever you want to call it, because I wondered if anyone that was there would actually listen to the podcast or anything. You know what I mean?
When we start producing swag, Langdon, I think we're going to need some T-shirts with camaraderie across them. Yeah?
Yes. And then it's like a picture of us on the back.
Yeah.
That's true. But it was good because I think it did show, and I do say that, I mean, I know you and I've talked about it, but I really did not anticipate anyone being there that has listened to the podcast much. And I think for me, that was something that was really good in showing that, you know, our goal is to say something that can help, to talk about something that people can, you know, pick little pieces from. When I present at conferences or whatever, nationally, internationally, when we've done it, it's, to me, and it's the same way when I attend sessions, whether it's for my continuing ed or whatever, you hope to say something or you hope to hear something that I can take a little morsel back. But I think a lot of people actually were talking about different areas, different topics we've hit, and talked about how they can, you know, whether agree or utilize it or even if it's not. To me, that was something that was pretty good.
I've got to concur. I thought, it's encouraging when you're doing this to sort of feel that people are getting some value out of it. So that was really good to hear. Interesting though, at the end, sort of after we'd talked as well, we had a couple of people came up to us, didn't we? And they talked about something that we hear quite often, which is they sort of acquired or joined a business and had a very sort of entrenched culture. So it was probably a 30-year-old business, quite a traditional culture. And they were sort of asking for sort of tips in terms of the things they could do to develop and change that culture and make it a sort of more proactive one. So we thought for our Minisode today, boom, we would just very quickly pick up on maybe 3 tips to sort of try in that situation. So I'm going to hand it straight to you, Langdon, for tip number 1.
Tip number 1, keep it simple, meaning your processes. And I think about it honestly from abroad. You and I have definitely talked about it quite a bit. Whatever it is, if you're creating a health and safety program, and this organization specifically, they had a health safety program, but as far as getting what's the right word? Maybe the buy-in, getting the proactivity, maybe, I don't know, whatever it is. I think they were maybe lacking a little bit and needed some help. So refine your process, figure out what you have, what you don't have. So it's almost like a gap analysis. And then when you start moving forward, keep it simple. To me, that's, we talk about that a lot, but that's a pretty powerful thing, just to not create something and then realize, what have we done? How do we implement it? Keep it simple. What's number 2, Jules?
Make it easy. Well, just quickly before I do that, part of that keep it simple or start simple might be, actually, is there anything you can get rid of that's superfluous?
Yeah.
Are there things that you're doing that you don't need to do?
Yeah.
My second one is, then once you've got your processes, is make it really easy for people to actually be a part of the safety program and to do things. So whether it's reporting of things, whether it's completing of inspections, give them the tools and make it really easy for them to be able to do stuff and create that flow of information that's going to help you as a safety professional. And kind of aligned to that, I'm kind of doing 2.5 here, Langdon. Tip 2.5 is actually make sure that there's some kind of feedback loop to say, great, thank you for doing that, and here's what we've done off the back of it. Here's what we've managed to do in a positive way because of the activities that you've taken part in. Langdon, tip number 3.
And before we jump to 3, you bring up something you just said, actually really kind of spurred something. Quick backstory on the company. They had a lot, but they were trying to figure out how to get people, correct me where I'm wrong, I'm going off memory here. They were trying to figure out how to get people more engaged, because they felt like, not just, so we're not even talking about software necessarily or anything like that, just in general. And there were 2 guys, and then Jules was talking to one, and then I started talking to another guy, and he was saying some of the same stuff. But I just said, do you even have a box or where people can put suggestions in? And he said, no. So when we think about that, keep it simple, look at what you have and what you don't have, to what you just said, I think it's definitely, in that case, they don't have anything. So then from that perspective of reporting and getting people involved. So yeah, keeping it simple, making it easy, even if it is that initial, put a box out. I mean, something just to at least get people doing it. I think it's a great point. And then the third, which this one is really special to you, so I appreciate you letting me actually say the third point. Getting leadership and supervisors, and honestly heavily involved talking health and safety. And I think even thinking about that on a daily basis, very frequently, have them going out, doing things, being proactive. Also having them provide resources, tools to actually everyone, frontline employees, that we can do the last 2 points, that we've talked about. Otherwise, if we talk more about it, if we're trying to be more, or leaders are trying to be more involved, but they're not giving any refined of processes or tools or anything, what good is it? So let's not just talk the talk, but really start walking the walk, so to speak, and providing those tools. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think I think it's so important that actually people across a business talk about safety on a daily basis. So if you can get your leadership and your supervisors making it part of the daily dialogue, people realize that actually it's here to stay and it's important. It might be that there's some kind of education piece that you need to do around that. So I know in the UK we have this thing called IOS Managing Safely that people can complete. I'm sure there's similar things in the US and in APAC. So actually there might be an education piece to go through as well as a part of that process, but really encouraging and coaching your sort of supervisory level and management level to just make safety a part of their conversations at the start and during each day.
No, I think that's great. And I mean, right, everybody, a lot of people are different, a lot of organizations are different, but I do feel like this is something I know I've heard, I'm not going to say frequently, but it's not a new topic, just trying to figure out how to get more people engaged. And I think that's something that, even for places that do have processes, honestly, the engagement, the performance, the whatever you can call it, behaviors of workers, how do we get them? That's that's still the challenge, and anything, to me, anything we can do that refine that, we're maybe striking the right chord.
Good place to finish, Langdon. I'm the one who normally talks. I'm going to stop us talking there. Not sure where we are in terms of timing, but I think that's our minisode for today. So, Langdon, I'll let you just wrap it in your inimitable style.
Oh, thanks, Jules. For everyone out there, as you're going about your lives, as you're going about your busy schedules, remember, stay healthy and safe and watch each other's back out there.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Really appreciate you tuning into this episode of Two Bald Guys Talking Safety. Please follow and subscribe to wherever you stream your favorite podcast, or visit us at evotix.com.
And if you want to see how follically challenged we really are, come and check us out on YouTube. If you've got value from the podcast, please go to Apple Podcasts, and in the review section of this podcast, if you could leave us a review or a rating, that would be great.
And as always, everyone, while you're going about your days and about your normal lives, stay safe out there and watch each other's back.